How many times have you played this game, soaking in all the music, watching the villagers go by their day-to-day lives, dungeon crawling, discovering new quests? How many builds have you made? How many times have you done the same build? How many times do you hop on the game just to soak in the beautiful scenery? How many times do you want to take over a village and get your bounty up? How many times do you just want to hop on the game just for your character creation? How many times do you just play this game for nostalgia? I don't know if this is you guys, but for me, I just cannot move on from Skyrim. Skyrim is a game that is very, very close to my heart. It brings me so much joy, so much excitement. The way that the devs of Bethesda have actually created this game, that I'm discovering new and more things every single day and every time I play this game. I have never felt this way with a game in my life. I've never been drawn back to playing a game so many times and can't appreciate other RPG games. I really like other RPG games, such as Witcher 3, which is a really, really good game. But I never get drawn back to playing Witcher 3 like I do with Skyrim. I don't know how to move on from Skyrim. It's the most perfect game ever. Obviously, me having a PC and being able to mod the game up to its best to make it look absolutely crisp brings me so much joy and a whole new game and a whole new world I can explore. I don't know if it's just you, but with Bethesda finishing off with Skyrim as their last Elder Scrolls games makes me very, very excited for Elder Scrolls 6. Now, I obviously know that I've talked in my recent videos that Fallout 76 and Starfield were their later releases after Skyrim, and they did not perform well. But knowing where Skyrim finished off in 2011, it just gives me so much hope that the Elder Scrolls 6 is going to surpass it and do even better. Now, I know that the games of RPGs have changed over time, but you can't tell me that Elder Scrolls 6 is not going to be an all-time game. Skyrim's one of the greatest RPG games of all time. If you guys know, I am more of an Oblivion fan than I am Skyrim, but I know Skyrim's a better game overall. I just prefer playing Oblivion. I have so many countless times that I do the exact same build over and over again. I always load back into Skyrim to create a stealth archer build, or even a battle mage build. Skyrim is a single-player role-playing video game developed by Bethesda Game Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. It is the 5th installment of the Elder Scrolls action-adventure RPG fantasy video game series and follows the Elder Scrolls Oblivion by approximately 200 years. During the 4th era, the game was announced on November 11, 2010 at the Spike Video Game Awards in Los Angeles, with a release date of November 11, 2011. 200 years have been passed since the events of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and the High King of Skyrim has been killed, and the threat of civil war looms over the land of Skyrim. One side wishes to secede from the weakened Third Empire, while the other wishes to remain a part of it. To make matters worse, this is the final event in the prophecy foretold by the Elder Scrolls that will lead to the return of the dragon under Uldun, the Nordic god of destruction. Skyrim is the northernmost region of Tamriel, and its geography consists of mountains, snowy parts, pine forests, rural countrysides, and Arctic plains. Its architecture and atmosphere are very similar to the town of Bruma in the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Although it is roughly the same size of Oblivion Cyrodiil, approximately 41 square kilometers in area of 15.8 miles, it is at least populated of all regions in Tamriel. Although there are only 5 cities within the province, they are complemented within smaller townships dotted through the land with huge swaths of wilderness separating them all. There are over 150 dungeons scattered across Skyrim. Fast traveling is a return feature, allowing the player to instantly travel to any marked location as previously visited. 18 different skills are employed to interact with the world. Some skills are used specifically for combat, such as the weapon-based skill One-Handed and magic-based skill Destruction. Other more passive skills allow for crafting of items such as through smithing or enchanting. Leveling up happens when they are of these 18 skills are used to a certain point. Skills level ups as well, and the player's overall level is contingent upon the levels within each. The traditional role-playing game concept of a class system has been abolished in Skyrim. It has been supplemented with a very form system that allows the use of perks. Perks unlock special abilities on each of the 18 skill trees. One perk is awarded for each character level increase. Perks are skill-specific abilities organized in a system of branching groups called skill trees. Once of many perks can be chosen from each a level is gained. Player leveling extends somewhat further than in previous Elder Scrolls games, reaching a maximum level of 81 when all skills have been increased to 100. This limit is due to the part of the significant sharpening of the experience curve for leveling after 50. Melee combat has been overhauled from Oblivion, with weapon attacks taking a less fluid and more realistic pace. Weapon types such as the previous blade and blunt have been considered into one-handed and two-handed weapon skills, with the war axes, maces, and swords each benefiting differently from perks into these skill trees. Player marriage has been finally implemented through a brief courtship process. The player may marry select characters of either gender, offering a housemate as well as a range of spouse-exclusive benefits. Players can recruit followers in the game. They can be found in taverns or some stores, or by gaining a little title in a certain hold. When the player becomes the Thane of a certain hold, they automatically get companion to assist them. A new feature to the Elder Scrolls series is the addition of a total of 251 perks, one granted each level, which allow for further specialization. Each skill is presented as a constellation built up of node stars representing the perk tree within a firmament. Players can craft their character using one of the 10 races of Tamriel: Imperials, Nords, Redguards, Bretons, Doomer, Altmer, Bosmer, Orismer, Khajiit, and Argonians. Each race is characterized by a specific power and passive bonus, as well as starting with a few skills at slightly higher levels. In addition to gameplay, Skyrim also offers a huge and inviting landscape. The scenery of the game transforms from lush green forests in the south to snow-covered mountains in the north. It can take hours to run or hide or horseback across the entire map in Skyrim, but it's often a beautiful experience nonetheless. One of the great parts of the game is the scenery. Just walking out of a cave can overwhelm you with the beauty of the world around you, leaving you to look around in amazement. Not only is the world map striking, but many of the expansive dungeons also have stunning layouts as well. Unlike many games today, Skyrim doesn't start or stop at the main quest. Much of the possibly hundreds of hours of gameplay comes across from alternative storylines and countless areas to plunder. Guilds, colleges, and companions. Groups all await your arrival in their midst, and often it is only the Dragonborn who can help the people of Skyrim with their numerous problems. A few of the storylines are not so honest or honourable, like the Dark Brotherhood of Skyrim. Now, to summarise it all up, and for my opinion, Skyrim is one of the most perfect RPG games you could ever play in life. It is one of the best games I've ever played ever, and I do not see myself stopping of playing this game. Even with Elder Scrolls 6 going to be releasing, hopefully in a few years' time, I'm probably still going to go back to Skyrim and play that game. Obviously, a lot of people are going to compare Skyrim to Elder Scrolls 6, and for Skyrim being the most perfect game you could ever play, it's going to be really, really hard for Elder Scrolls 6 to keep that same level of what Skyrim produced for us gamers. I love the whole Tamriel universe so much. I cannot stop myself from playing another game. I keep on being a stealth archer all the time. I don't know, I just always love playing it. I feel like it's a yearly tradition thing where I've got an alarm on my phone and every year make a new Skyrim account and play it. The amount of countless hours I've played on this game is ridiculous, and I do not think a game will ever draw that much attention to me ever again. Obviously, not like Oblivion, I have more hours on Oblivion, but being able to just mod your way into such a new universe and a new world and a new brand of game is just crazy to me. Skyrim is an all-time great game, and I cannot wait for Elder Scrolls 6 to release. Well, that's going to wrap up for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that good jazz for the channel. I really appreciate it. Let me know down below of why you think Skyrim's such a great game, or why maybe you don't think Skyrim's such a great game. Or if you're watching this video and you haven't played Skyrim, well, I don't think you're from this planet, but play Skyrim and maybe tell us why you haven't played Skyrim. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.